Your album is called Down on the Upside. It's a cool title.
Down
Did you spontaneously come up with it, or was it planned? Did it come out of any particular experience?
Chris threw that out a while ago. Then we tried to get other titles going, and none of them really worked.
Yeah, it kind of came.
And I brought that up again, and everyone said, "Yeah."
Yeah, it kind of came around. Kind of went full circle. It was like, how do we come up with a title that covers all the music on the record without sort of misrepresenting anything? And then, you know, how's it gonna look? And so we went through all these different ideas, and then ended up coming back to that because it seemed to be what we were trying to say in the first place. Or, you know, it seems to be able to accurately describe the whole thing as a record, as opposed to, like, if we had a really abrasive title, a really rocking title, it might represent 2 or 3 songs, and if we had like a really moody title, it might represent 2 or 3 songs, and so that's always a hard thing.
Yeah, but it really seems to work, because I know exactly what you mean. It like listening to the album, then hearing the title, you go, "Yep, that's right."
That's great.
And no one really liked my idea of coming at you. So, you know.
It just didn't represent too many songs on the album, I suppose.
And then there was Mr. Bunchy Pants.
Yeah, Mr. Bunchy Pants. Everybody kind of liked it, but somehow it just didn't end up flying.
Didn't fly, baby.
The Bunchy Pants didn't fly.
Well, it would demand some kind of cartoon type cover as well. You know, to like a
MC Hammer.
Yeah. So you guys use some instruments that you haven't used before on this. I noticed that in
screwdriver.
Yeah. And Ty Cobb, there's some mandocello, right?
Mandolin.
Mandolin.
And a mandolin.
And the mandolin. Yeah. And what other instruments do you guys use?
Moog.
Yeah,
some
Moog.
Cool.
Some piano, and there's some little bits of trinkets and whatnot of percussion and things we probably never used before. We did a lot of
Found the fish.
Did a lot of varied trip with amplification, and a lot with vocals. I don't think there's maybe like 2 or 3 songs where the vocals are being sang straight into a normal microphone, you know, the normal way. We did a lot of strange stuff that way that we've never done before.
So what spurred this spirit of experimentation on this one? It was just a general feeling, just started happening.
Well, you gotta, at some point, probably start doing things you've never done before. It's just fun, just trying to have fun.
Cool.
It was very spontaneous. Like when we were recording Ty Cobb, these guys just pick up some mandolins and it
sounds.
works.
It has that spontaneous quality.
It's awesome.
At first I was like, huh?
Heard the rough mix of it, and it sounded too Southern California, early 80s punk rock, and I was like, eesh.
Yeah.
Let's put some mandolins on there, and like 2 hours later, there were mandolins and a mandolin.
What's amazing is the way the instruments cut through. You can really hear them, you know. You just wouldn't think that they'd be able to cut through like that, but, you know.
There's no problem with that on that song. They're just like, you know, when they're there, and they're not really stepping on anything. But I guess that's the nature of the sound of that instrument.
They're trinkets.
They are.
There is a question that I was asked to ask you, and I'm thinking there is such a distinct style that the band has, you know, and yet you all write. Of course, you're individually, you know, presenting your creativity on the album, and yet it has that umbrella of Soundgarden.
Well, everyone writes a lot more than what we record. I mean, Chris and Ben, for instance, write a lot of things that stylistically might not get the 4 of us going simultaneously in this band, but there's other styles that everyone's capable of writing in. Mm-hmm. The style that tends to be incorporated in a Soundgarden album tend to be the songs that all 4 of us like and enjoy playing and listening to.
What if I throw out some song titles for you and you guys just
comment or something?
Just not comment, but like just you know, by association, or maybe it brings up you know, some experiences that you had, good or bad or whatever, to shed some light into, you know, the process that went into each song. So how about Pretty Noose?
Let's see. Being in a small isolated room with the guitar amp turned up really loud, trying to make it sound right, and then blowing my ears out after about an hour of playing it.
That's part of the Orange Marmalade set to me. That's for that song, Pretty Noose. I was talking about this the other week. Pretty Noose, Day I Tried to Live, and She Likes Surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Head Down and My Wave, they're the Orange Marmalade set to me.
Alrighty then.
Yep. There you go.
Now, an interesting one is it's almost an instrumental, and yet it's not. Of course, called Apple Bite.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I mean, it's
Nice.
hypnotic and it's insistent and very strong musically, and Chris
And repetitive.
is singing something there, but I don't know if anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
The
trying to
vocals
figure
are
out.
Even the
Fucking
wrist
great.
on your arm.
What are you singing there?
That you have
Classic
to.
line.
They'll have to go out and buy the record and then read it, and hopefully there won't be any typos on it, so it'll be easy to read.
Because
but-
there are some typos nobody would guess.
No.
Which ones they wouldn't know.
But there shouldn't be any typos because there's like only 3 lines in the whole song. So if they can't get that right, then
Yeah.
then they'll be really upset.
The vocals are great on that one because it sounds like a guitar or a different instrument other than vocals.
It
You
takes
know.
you a second to catch up to it.
And it's amazing because it's placed in such a way that you have to like almost put your entire head inside the track,
Yeah.
so that you
Yeah.
you have to be inside with it to hear it. It sucks you in a lot. It's really
Well,
very
instrumentally, the vocals work as one of the non-vocal instruments, I guess. Like at the very end, he's almost feeding back and like hitting all these interesting overtones and
That was a lot
harmonic things that just fit with all the other instruments that are going on in there. So it's,
That was the use
a
of
success.
amplification with the microphone and stuff like that.
Yeah. It would have. It just seemed like it'd be weird to have a song like that with normal vocals, especially if we're going to try to let the song sort of cascade. So it starts out with just with a simple guitar riff and then slowly build, and if all of a sudden like 2/3 of the way through the song you got like a singing part, it would have just totally screwed it up. So I was just trying to add vocals while still trying to keep it an instrumental at the same time.
Wind
What
up
about
looking at
An Unkind?
love that song.
Mm-hmm.
it's been around for a while.
Why do you love it? Why do you love it?
Just because it's fast and short and
Mm-hmm.
just really good driving guitar riff, and the lyrics are really strange and cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the just the way that it's a compactness. It's an entire song that kind of leaves you wanting more,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like an entire song, but it's not like one of those like minute and a half punk rock songs that was designed to be short. It's just
Mhm.
like what it is, and it's totally
It's a
great rock
Bruce
song.
Lee flurry of punches.
It's however long it takes to get the vibe across and to
Yeah.
for the message.
If it's 2 minutes or
anything
11.
anything beyond that is in excess.
The song's hard on your pinky.
And your penis.
Yeah, it's just grabbing onto that. It's hard.
I can't play it correctly on guitar. I didn't play it on the record. Ben played a guitar and Kim played guitar.
So
I
you
was
guys-
busy throwing my hands up in the air. Or something.
Going, I can't do it.
I can't do the pinky thing.
So it must be fun after you finish a record to pick up the instruments and get ready for the live experience and stuff.
Yeah, I have to learn all the songs.
It's like, how did that go? You know?
It's comical is what it is. It's like the first couple of days you're going, oh my God, this is going to be awful. And then like all of a sudden you remember it. Oh yeah,
But-
okay, we did this. We recorded this.
But the funny thing,
It was a practice session.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff we learned and recorded, so we've never rehearsed.
Yeah,
Most of this stuff we've never ever rehearsed it.
right? It's like bass backwards in a way, you know.
Completely.
Well, earlier albums we've made, the songs are usually live tested or tour tried or whatever.
Right.
Live tested, tour tried. Sunday, new songs.
New songs,
New and improved. So everything had been around the block a few times before we recorded it. And in this situation, the songs are having their first breath on digital recording.